one will cry, no one will complain, no one will lie, no one will exaggerate, no one will blame the other one, because no one will speak. The Prophet then said, peace and blessing be upon him, that the human beings will then be gathered on a huge white plain, stretched out. All the human beings from the first to the last, from Adam alayhi salam, from the Prophet Adam, first man, all the way to the last. And he said they will be on that day barefoot and naked. No fancy clothes that day. No fancy shoes. No fancy clothes. Nothing to distinguish them and say what their class or their rank would be that day. So his wife Aisha radiallahu anha, she said, "O Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, won't the people be embarrassed?" He said, "No, Aisha, they will not be embarrassed. They will be so full of trauma that day that nobody will look to the left or the right. They will all be only concerned about themselves." And then the judgment will begin, and the scales will be set up. The same scales. Scales like the scales that you see inside the supermarkets when they weigh bananas and fruit. Same kind of scales. Only this day, it will not be bananas and fruit. It will be deeds. Because that's all we have as human beings to offer that day. Deeds. That's the whole purpose of our life. To do deeds. To perform. See what the tongue says. See what the private parts do. See what the hands do. See where the legs and the feet, where they go to. See what the mind, see what the eyes see. See what the mind feels and thinks. See what the heart, what kind of emotions it holds. And what's the final result? On that day, the deeds will be laid out. And the people will be sorted out into groups. And on that day, everybody will be receiving their tickets and their visa to their final destination. You know what a ticket and a visa is. A ticket is going to take you somewhere, and the visa is the permission. Dear brothers and sisters, seekers after truth, if you doubt that this is your end and my end, let me remind you and remind myself that this life is very short,